As many of you might have heard, there has been recent news concerning Dragon Age Dreadwolf. Namely, that Dragon Age Dreadwolf is now officially in alpha stage, which means that it's in a playable state. Of course, it could mean a lot of other things, but the most important takeaway is that it is now in a playable state, and in theory, if one wanted to, one could play through the entire game. This, of course, is both a sign of potential hope, but also a sign of concern, because of BioWare's rather checkered history in recent years. You have examples of Anthem, and more specifically, when it comes to action RPGs, the example of Mass Effect Andromeda. And it's been claimed that EA, who has managed and owned BioWare for quite some time, has now learned their lesson in the sense of giving the developers an appropriate amount of time to develop the product. Let's hope that's the case. But if it's not the case, it's very worrisome. On top of that, a lot of the people that used to be absolutely essential in making BioWare titles, people who basically came up with the Dragon Age franchise, people such as Mike Laidlaw, Mark Dara, and other people, are long gone. So, although there's still a few people who are very familiar with the Dragon Age story and the world of Thetis, it's not entirely clear if the people who are currently making it will be able to deliver the same type of quality that we've come to expect from Dragon Age titles. And it's for this reason that I'm cautiously optimistic. A lot of people are talking about a redemption arc, and in some ways that's absolutely true. Dragon Age Dreadwolf represents, in some sense, the last opportunity for BioWare to really prove to the world that they still have the so-called BioWare magic, that the legend that they've built for themselves over the years actually carries some weight, and that remains to be seen. But all of that said, I am of the view that everything does hinge on Dragon Age Dreadwolf. Of course, there'll always be some die-hard fans who will get the game and enjoy the game regardless, but it's not in BioWare's best interest to simply re-attract the solidified fan base. They want new people. They want Dragon Age to be a massive hit, ideally. And this leads, of course, to my final point. The story that's going to be told in Dragon Age Dreadwolf is probably the most important story told to date, for the simple reason of how much of an effect it will have on the world of Thetis. Without going into details and without spoiling things, many of you of course know, we are talking about the very fabric of reality as we understand it in the world of Thetis, and what will happen to that fabric of reality. And so, it's absolutely incumbent on BioWare to tell this story in an engaging and convincing way. And for it not to end up like it did with Dragon Age Inquisition, where we had a situation, in fact, where a lot of the story was not revealed until the Trespasser DLC, which I think was a big mistake ultimately. So there's a lot riding on this, but I do hope BioWare ultimately is able to deliver. Now I'm very curious as to what you think about this now that Dragon Age Dreadwolf is in the alpha stage. Are you cautiously optimistic? Are you hopeful? Are you completely pessimistic? Do let me know. Potentially something to look forward to. We'll see. As always, thank you for tuning in. Please hit the like button, share, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz, and I'll check you out next time. Take care.